editing me here after listening to this voiceover coming up. There are sometimes I get very loud, but I don't know how to make it less blurred, so I am so sorry for your ears in advance. Anyway, please enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. Hello everybody! I have not made a video in such a long time. Honestly, I've been going through a lot in life, a lot of transitions, getting rid of a lot of toxicity. It's been a journey. It's been a journey, but yeah, I'm hoping I'm back now. Before I get started, the visuals for this video is going to be every drawing that I have done for huevember. I did huevember for the first time this year. If you hear smacking in the background, that's my cats being bad and making gremlin noises. This is the first time I've done huevember. I did 15 instead of 30 because I also did inktober, and that's 31 drawings, so I don't want to completely burn myself out with doing 30 more. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 10 tips on how to approach a monthly challenge. I'm calling it a monthly challenge instead of a daily challenge because I feel like we've put too much pressure on ourselves to draw daily. I'm also guilty of this. I will not do inktober unless I finish it within the month of October, which is very unhealthy. Do not do that. Listen to what I'm about to say. Do not do that. That's unhealthy. Unless you're able to do that, don't do that. So the main challenges that I have done is May We Draw Daily. I did inktober for 7 years. I believe it's 7 years. My first one was 2015, so I think that's 7 years. Math is not my strong suit. I did huevember for the first time this year, February for the first time this year. It's also called February. And I did March shroom last year, but apparently there's another version of that called Funguary. But I don't know that I want to do Funguary because I kind of want to do February again, but that's another story. My main reason for saying what I've done is just to show I've done this for years, so I have a lot of experience. My first tip would be start small, especially if you've never done one before. Get a small sketchbook that isn't too small. Get whatever is comfortable for you. But I would not say do like a 9x12 sketchbook. That's pretty big. Unless you just have all the time in the world, don't do something that big. I would say maybe a 5x7 or so, maybe a little smaller. I don't know the proper terms in like other countries. In America, we call it 5x7. Don't do huge pieces. That will burn you out, and it's not going to be fun. It'll be fun the first couple days. Like if you look at my inktober sketchbook tour from this year, it'll probably be linked in the description, in the corner, at the end. It'll be linked somewhere probably. The first drawings looked amazing because I went all out, and then you can see me getting tired progressively inside of the book. It's kind of amusing. Don't overdo it. Especially don't put your best foot forward at the start, because then you're going to put all your energy and excitement all at once, and then you're going to be bored and then overwhelmed and not want to do it anymore. So start small. My second tip for you would be know your limits. I have never done this to know my limits. I will hurt myself anyway. Please don't be like me. So at one point I was doing inktober. I did inktober homeless for 2 years, and I started it homeless my first time. Now, the 2 years I did it while I was homeless, I was also working 12-hour shifts from 4 in the afternoon to 4 in the morning, 3 to 4 days a week. And I'm going to tell you up front, that sucks. I'm not here for that. It's not fun. So if you have a horrible work schedule, or your living conditions kind of suck, do not hurt yourself about having to draw every day. Unless it's relaxing and it makes you feel better, then by all means do it. But make that more like a therapy thing than a monthly challenge. A monthly challenge you kind of have to commit to in order to complete it. It's not really the same thing as a therapeutic drawing. It's kind of different. Don't hurt yourself. Which leads into my third tip. Instead of doing 30, do 15. I did 15 for huevember because I knew for a fact I was going to be too tired after inktober to do 30 more drawings. And because of the way this month panned out, I was lucky to finish the 15 because this month has been very stressful and emotional. A lot of life changes, and you really can't prepare for those even if you know they're coming. So, especially if you're like going through a lot, just do 15 instead of 30. Plus, if you do 15, you have more time to work on it. which is great. So if you've never done one before, maybe try doing 15 instead of 30, and then you do have more time to try and polish it better if you want nice finished drawings. So that would be my third tip. My fourth tip would be use it to learn more than trying to perfect everything. I know plenty of people, myself included, who will try and draw everything absolutely perfect. Your perfect today is going to suck 5 years from now. So don't worry about it being perfect. Just use it to learn. We'll take Inktober, for example. Inktober was created by Jake Parker because he wanted to learn how to use a brush pen. He did not intend on it becoming a worldwide phenomenon. It just happened. He wanted to learn a brush pen. He's like, alright, I'm going to do it in October, call it Inktober, post it on social media. It's going to be fun. Turn into a worldwide phenomenon. But the whole point of it was to learn how to use a brush pen. Now, some people use it to learn how to ink. Some people use it to learn how to do digital art. I would argue just do Drawtober. Oh, that's another challenge I've done. This year, I combined Inktober and Drawtober together. I used all ink-based products, but I drew pictures and colored them. Most of them. I got tired at the end. But yeah, I've done Drawtober as well. That's more Drawtober if it's not ink, but I really don't care what you call it as long as you're having fun. But that was the point, was to learn. So use monthly challenges to learn. For instance, I did February, and I took that opportunity to play with tan paper with marker, but I also used it to experiment. Like I gave some fairies crystals instead of actual hair. I gave them vines instead of hair. I gave them skin tones that were blue or green. I've never done that before. Use it to experiment and have fun. February was extremely fun. I did February, but it's basically the same thing. It's just you just draw fairies in February. But use it to have fun. Use it to learn. Don't hurt yourself. I'm just going to be my continuous reminder is not to hurt yourself. Use it to learn. Your perfect today, like I said, will not be your perfect in 5 years. You're going to look back like, wow, I was proud of that. But you know what? At least I've grown. At least it was better than I did 5 years before that. Don't worry about being perfect. Just have fun. I'm begging you to have fun. My fifth tip is kind of just going along with this theme. Don't be hard on yourself. Especially if you're following a prompt list or you're trying something you've never done before. I'm going to be upfront. Your prompt lists make things easy and hard. We're going to get into prompt lists later. But if you're following a prompt list, don't be hard on yourself if the prompts are hard to figure out an idea. Like Inktober has been slacking on them prompt lists the past couple years. 2019, I used their prompt list, and a friend of mine on Instagram at the Foxy Trot, her prompt list in 2019. That was probably one of the best experiences in my life because I combined them, but we're not talking about prompt lists right now. But if you're having a hard time, don't be hard on yourself. It's okay to have a hard time, especially if you're new to art. Or even if you've been drawing your whole life but you never had time to commit to it, you just need to just be gentle with yourself. It's okay to not make a perfect drawing. You did not ruin your sketchbook or your aesthetic. You don't have to tear the page out. You don't have to throw it away. Honestly, the things you mess up teach you more than the stuff you do right, because I've drawn so many things that went really well and I don't know how I did it. But when I mess up, I know exactly what I did and I know how to fix it, because now I know, oh, I shouldn't have did it that way. I should have did it this way. You learn more by failing than you do by doing stuff well. So it's all right. Don't hurt yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. You're your worst critic. And I know a lot of people, because I'm on social media, and I know a lot of people, especially young people, they're hard on themselves. They're in school. They're bullied in school. Teachers are too hard on them. Their parents don't support them. Don't be your worst enemy. Let art be your escape, not another reason for you to be hurt. Enjoy yourself. Just enjoy the process. It's fun. Just, like I keep saying, just don't be hard on yourself. I know I'm repeating myself. That's my brain just does that. But I also want to drill in the point. Be gentle. Number 6, pace yourself. This goes with be gentle with yourself and also know your limits. Let's say you have to work every day, right? And you have maybe a couple hours at night and you want to relax. Pace yourself and just put an hour aside to work on your monthly challenge, which is also why I say start small, because a lot of people have jobs, some people go to school, a lot of people do both. Y'all are built different. Can't do it. This is coming from the person who was homeless and worked without a shower or food. I can't do that. I cannot do that. Bless you. You are very highly favored. I cannot do that. That's a new level. No, not for me. Not today, Satan. So pace yourself. If you have a couple hours at the end of the day before you have to do it all over again, just set some time aside and an hour, 30 minutes, and just do your monthly challenge. Now, if you can split your attention, let's say you wanted to watch a movie and you wanted to listen to music or you wanted to watch a live stream, you can have that on and do that. You can relax what you like to watch or listen to while drawing. It's actually really fun. That's how I used to do it. I'm trying to get back into it. Just like I said, I've been going through a lot of garbage for years, and I'm starting to be able to center myself now. It's great. It's okay. Now, tip number 7 is something I have only had to endure once, and I hate that I endured it once, but it's okay. It's okay to take longer than a month. I created Marchshroom. I never saw anyone else do it. Maybe someone else has, but I never saw it. And Marchshroom was a 15 prompt list of 15 different species of mushrooms that I do in March. Now that was 2021, and at that time I was just moving in to this apartment after being homeless for 2 years. So I was tired, stressed out. My job ramped up in both workload and abuse, so I was tired from that, plus personal home life and everything else. And what was supposed to be a 1-month challenge took me about 3 or 4 months. And I'm not proud of it, but you know what? It's okay. You can't control everything in life. So let's say you're doing Inktober, and you are trying to actually do all of the prompts, if you're following a prompt list or whatever, and you're halfway through and then something terrible happens and you feel thrown off and you're like, oh well, now I can't do Inktober and I gotta catch up all these 15 drawings because it's all right. First, you don't have to finish it. I should have made that another thing, but you don't have to finish it. That's for one. And for two, if you want to finish it, at the end of the day, everything is so oversaturated. Unless you're already popular, don't worry about making the 5 people who watch your stuff happy. Worry about being healthy, because being healthy makes better artwork. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you're not healthy, it shows in your artwork. You can ask my closest friends. They know. They can kind of tell when I'm unhappy because they see me not drawing, and if they see me drawing, they can tell I didn't put my all into it. So it's okay to take longer than a month, and it's also okay not to finish. Life happens, and if you just don't want to do it anymore, you don't have to do it anymore. It's okay. Also, when I said try doing 15 instead of 30, you can just do 5. Or 4. Let's say you only have the weekends off of work, and you're too tired, too overwhelmed. You have kids. Everything's going... Just do 1 a weekend. It's 4 or 5 weekends, depending on the month. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Well, number 8, we're going to get more into prompt lists. Number 8, it's alright. It's okay to only follow a prompt list if it inspires you. I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to follow a prompt list in order to follow a challenge. Like Inktober, we have the official Inktober prompt list made by Jake Parker. You don't have to follow that list, and quite frankly, his lists have gotten worse over the years. I don't know what his PR team is doing, but they're not good anymore. So if you want to follow a prompt list, you can, but you don't have to. Also, you can make your own prompt list, just so you can remember what it is you want to do. That's what I did for Inktober/Drawtober this year. I wrote down lists of things that I wanted to do that I had never gotten a drawing. The thing about prompt lists is they can either help or hurt. If you have a prompt list and nothing talks to you, you feel like you have no creativity. But if there's a prompt list that everything is speaking to you, you can have so much creativity. And the same token, not having a prompt list creates no pressure to have to follow anyone else's rules and just draw whatever you want. So it's pretty much, how do you work? I don't know how I work anymore because I haven't really followed a prompt list since February. I kind of followed a color list for huevember, like I made a color list so I can remember the colors in order. But for like Inktober, I didn't follow an official prompt list. Huevember, there was no word prompt list, just colors. February was the only one I followed this year with a real prompt list. So it's kind of up to you if you want to do a prompt list. Don't feel like you have to. Number 9, daily drawing does not automatically mean better. Some people, they can draw every day for years and they are doing amazing. I used to be one of those people. I used to draw just about every day, sometimes multiple drawings a day. I was on fire. 2018 was my moment. Was I mentally there? No, but was I artistically there? Oh, I was here for it. Everything was going well. At one point, I was making 3 videos a week, and I was four weeks ahead. I don't know how I did it. That was pure adrenaline. I don't have that anymore. Long story short, daily drawing does not automatically mean better. It doesn't automatically mean you will improve. In some cases, you might draw worse because you're too tired. Draw at your own pace. Daily drawing is good for some people. Some people, it's the release at the end of the day. Some people, it keeps them focused. Like, I know some people who have like ADHD and autism and stuff like that. They need a regular thing in their life, and some people do artwork for that. Like, I know I'm going to have this today, and it helps them stay focused. Some people, daily drawing is great. Other people, it stresses them out. These days, it kind of stresses me out. It's not as fun as it used to be. And you know what? If it's not fun, I'm kind of cutting out things that aren't fun because I'm not being paid to do it, so why am I suffering? Now, if you're being paid in a job or you have to draw every day, that's on you. You took the job. But if you don't have to, don't. Unless you want to. That's the thing. We put so much emphasis on rules for everything that the things that don't need that many rules, we kind of just throw rules into it to make our lives miserable. We need to knock that garbage off. I don't know why we're doing it, but we're doing it anyway. And number 10, a theme I have been saying throughout this entire voiceover. Have fun. End of the day, unless this is your job and you have to do it whether you like it or not, which why would you pick something creative as a job unless you enjoy it? I know it wasn't for the pay, because to get a job is a pain, and when you get one, you need to hold on to that for dear life and bless the Lord Jesus that you got it. If you're not having fun, there's no reason to do it. At the end of the day, there's really no reason to do it. So you have to have fun. And you know what else I should have put in here, but I didn't? Monthly challenges aren't for everyone. So if you try doing an Inktober and you realize within 5 days, I don't enjoy this, there's nothing wrong with you. Doesn't mean you failed. Doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you don't like it. And you know what? We're allowed to not like things and not want to do them. Next year, I don't know what I'm going to do for Inktober. I mean, I want to do it. We'll see how my head is in a year. See how much I've just mentally improved. We'll see how it goes. But there are other things I've wanted to do, but I haven't done. And at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, there's no real reason to do a monthly challenge. Because even though all of these tips I gave you have a lot of good advice, if you don't want to do a monthly challenge, and maybe you're just doing it because you want to have something consistent on your Instagram doesn't promote photos anymore, so don't bother. Unless you want to do reels, but they kind of suck with reels too. Unless you're trying to make content for the sake of making content, in which case you're not going to have fun very long. You're not going to enjoy it unless you like grinding in the machine for a couple of likes. It's not worth the time. I kind of gave up doing shorts and reels and TikToks. Like about halfway through huevember. I'm over it, so I just finished huevember. Just do it to have fun. If you're not having fun, don't do it. Don't do it for likes, don't do it for views, don't do it for attention. Do it because you want to enjoy yourself. Because there's so many things in this world that are trying to take our joy away. This is something that we can choose to have joy in, whether the world wants us to have it or not. So don't take your own joy away. Just enjoy it and have fun. And with that, I am going to end my little soapbox. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you like looking at all the pretty colors in the background. I'm very proud of what I've done. This was my first time really using Procreate ever, because I never had an iPad before. I got one as a birthday gift, and I got an Apple Pencil donated to me. Bless the sweet people of this world who give me things that I cannot afford. And I had a lot of fun. huevember was fun. I love working with the color. I loved having a limited color palette. I loved learning the program. Plenty more things to learn, because I kind of locked myself into a style. But you know what? I have months and years to learn more. And that's another thing. You don't have to cram a college degree worth of learning into a monthly challenge either. Just have fun. And with this, I'm going to ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Tell the robot you enjoyed this video. I would love it if the robot knew that these videos existed. And, yeah. I will see you all later. I don't know when that will be. I'm kind of on a as I feel like posting basis right now. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Have a great day. Bye!